Hey everybody, Heather here from Heather's Hobby Haven, and today we are going to be using the My Favorite Things mini rolled roses. This little cute flower happens to be in your kit this month, and you have to put it together, so I thought we'd do a quick tutorial on how you're going to do that. So I've already cut out a couple of flowers. I've cut out two of the bigger ones and, well, two of the smaller ones. I already just rolled this one up. You'll need either a crochet hook, the end of a paintbrush, which I'm going to use the end of this. I want it to be smaller because these are pretty small flowers, so a small end of a paintbrush. Or I've also have these little tweezers that when you push them, they clamp open, and then when you let go, they hold things together. So these are really great. So to start out, you're going to take your rolled rose, and it just pops apart like this. I mean, it just makes a big old line. So I'm going to clamp my tweezers onto the end right here. So like so. And then I'm just going to zoom in. Okay, so I have it clamped in my little tweezers right here. And then I'm just going to take my tweezers and I'm going to roll them. Let me get my little end started there. Kind of bend your end of your little part that's poking out off. And then I'm just going to roll my tweezers like so. And I'm going to roll up my flower onto the end. So when I get a little ways started, I'm about that far, I'd say about halfway, I'm going to take the tweezers off, and I'm just going to hold it between my fingers like this, and I'm just going to continue wrapping my flower. You want to hold the ends together, the top and the bottom, so it doesn't get all messed up. And so I'm just going to roll it all the way around like this. So you get this little rose like this. Okay, and you'll have this part on the end down here, and I usually take some glue or a little glue dot and stick it on there. But first I want to kind of shape my flower. So I'm going to hold it and I'm kind of let it go loose a little bit, depending on how you want your flower to look. And so if you let it loosen up, it'll kind of fan out there and look like a little rose. But if you take your little glue dot and you put it on this little circle that's left, so I have my little glue dots right here. Find one first. Okay, so I've got my glue dot, and I'm just going to take the end of my paper and I'm going to stick it right on there like this. So I pick up my little glue dot right here, and then I'm going to just stick it to the end of my rose. Plop! So that should hold it all together. I'm just going to kind of, got some parts sticking out, so I'm just going to kind of bend them up a little bit like that. And that is how you get a cute little rolled rose with the tweezers. So let's try doing one with the paintbrush. And I got a couple sizes pop dots too. I have these little bitty ones, and then I also have the little bigger ones because these have a little bit bigger end. So again, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to just start, and this is a little bit harder because you got to kind of hold it until you get it started, but you're just going to roll, oops, get it started, and you're just going to roll your rose right onto the paintbrush. Kind of keep it tight too. You don't want it to just fall off. You're just going to continue wrapping around until you get, I'd say, about halfway again. And then I'm going to slip it off of my paintbrush, and I'm just going to kind of straighten it up by pushing it together so that it's in between my fingers. And then I'm going to wrap my flower. I'm just going to continue wrapping my rose all the way around. And I'm still holding it in between my fingers. Okay, until you get to the end, and again you'll have this little circle part, and I'm going to put my glue dot right on here, but I'm going to try it first. So I'm just going to hold that little circle on the bottom of my rose, and I'm going to let it go so it can kind of unwrap a little bit. I don't want it to be like this. So I want it to kind of loosen up. So I wrapped it pretty tight, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit, and so it'll look like this. And then I'm going to add my glue dot on the bottom. Let me get my glue dots. And see, these ones are quite a bit bigger. So I'm just going to take the end of my rolled rose, and I'm going to stick it right on the glue dot and pick me one up. So I've got that on there. And then I'm just going to take this, well, make sure it's wrapped around your flower, and then I'm going to stick it right on the end of my rolled rose. So the glue dot will hold it together. You can use regular glue too. You're just going to have to hold it a little bit longer. The glue dot's pretty instant. And then you're just going to kind of squish it and form it a little bit. And then you will have your little rolled rose. And you can also put a bead or something inside here. On the card, I went ahead and after I attached it to the card, I took some stickles and just did the edges of the flowers to get a little to shine. Or if you wanted to, if you had a sparkle glitter pen, before you rolled it, take the glitter pen and color all the edges of the flower, let it dry, and then roll it, and that'll add some sparkle to the edges of your flowers too. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.